Hi, this is Rachel, and we are looking at algebra and solving for x, which basically means finding out what number x is. So if you are asked to solve for x, it means find x. So we have two questions here that are asking you to solve for x. Now, this is just rearranging equations. So we did some equation rearrangement in the previous video, so I'll just quickly go over that. Now remember, anything using letters instead of numbers is algebra. So you've already been using algebra this whole time. Anytime you've done anything that looks like this, or Pythagoras, or trigonometry, or anything like that, you've been using algebra. Just anything with a letter. So this shouldn't be, too scary compared to some of the stuff you've done before. So let's just quickly whiz through a couple of rearrangements. So this one on the left is a simple one, so I just need to rearrange it to get x on its own. So I'm going to take away 10 from both sides, which leaves me with x on the left because I've got a plus 10 there, so I'm taking away 10. And on the right, I've got 15 minus 10, which is 5. And that's my answer. X is 5. I have solved for x, which means I've found out what x is. And you may find it easier to think of this in terms of the what. So what plus 10 equals 15. And that may help you think about these easier ones at least. Okay, let's have a go at this trickier one on the right. So I've got 12 minus 3x squared equals minus 36. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 12. I don't like it. I want to have x on its own, and the first thing is getting rid of everything not in that x term. So I'm going to take away 12 from both sides. So take away that 12, it leaves me with minus 3x squared on the left, and on the right it's minus 36, take away 12, which is minus 48. Great. Now you may notice that, let me just grab a different colour so I can show you. Here, both terms have a minus symbol. They are both negative. So what I can do if they are both negative on either side of this equals is they cancel out these negative signs. So I can rewrite it with them both positive because they've cancelled out. Now if there are other terms, that won't work. So for example, in this first expression, before we start to do anything, yes, there's a minus sign there, yes, there's a minus sign there, but because there isn't over here, we can't do anything. So it's only when we've got minus signs in front of the two terms that we can do this cancelling out and getting rid of them all. Okay, so now we have 3x squared equals 48. So I want that x on its own, so I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. So that gives me x squared on the left and 48 divided by 3 on the right, which is 16. So I divide by 3 because this is 3 times x squared. So now I've got x squared on its own and 16 on the right. So I want to square root everything because x is squared. So square root both sides, which gives me x is equal to the square root of 16, which is 4. And I have solved that one for x as well. So as you can see, it's just equation rearranging. There's absolutely nothing there that's trying to catch you out, but just be aware of this phrase, solve for x. You may also be asked to find x. Either of these means the same thing, just what we've done here.